What's going on, world? It's your boy Steve Dab 317 back with yet another reaction video. And let me get these headphones adjusted. I've got another Tom MacDonald reaction slash lyrical breakdown coming your way. If you're brand new here, one of the things, especially when it comes to reacting to Tom MacDonald's work, is that I really try to take the time and pay attention to the lyrics and kind of just delve into dissecting what I believe, right? My personal opinions, what I believe he's saying throughout his music. Some of the things I think I catch well, some of the things people get down in the comments and they add, hey, consider looking at it this way, or this relates to something else he said on social media or in another song or something like that. So anyway, say if you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so that when I am dropping videos, you get alerts to those. But with no further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm Sorry by Tom MacDonald. Listen, this is a lyrical breakdown. I can assure you there will be a lot of pausing going on. If you don't like people who hit the pause button, this is not the channel for you. No love lost. I can respect it, but there's a million other great reactors. Maybe not a million, but there's at least 1,000 other great reactors. You can go check out their channel. But if you're into like somebody who takes the time to break down lyrics, you'll probably want to go and hit that subscribe button and stick around for a while. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm sorry, Tom MacDonald. Let's get it cracking.
Honestly, y'all have been killing my confidence. All of the negative comments and gossip, it's hard to imagine the stress that I'm under. I'm sorry for all of this. I'm sorry for spitting the truth. Sorry for dissing that dude. Sorry for missing the point.
All right, so I'm gonna go back really quick, but sorry for dissing that dude. I'm gonna assume that he's got to be talking about Mac Lethal. When I did my 24 hours of Tom MacDonald reaction videos, it actually ended on the two Mac Lethal diss songs. So if you haven't checked those out, I'll put a link over here to the whole 24 hours I did. Dropped 24 reaction videos in 24 hours. It was a challenge, but you know, I kept my word and made it make sense.
Been killing my confidence. All of the negative comments and gossip, it's hard to imagine the stress that I'm under. I'm sorry for all of this. I'm sorry for spitting the truth. Sorry for dissing that dude. Sorry for missing the point of the criticism. I was blinded by diamonds and loot. I apologize to all you guys. Y'all were right. I was out my mind. I went too far. I did too much. The haters were right when they said I suck. I did my best. It did nothing for me. I gave my guts and got lost in glory. I'm standing here while you sit before me. There's nothing left but to say I'm sorry.
All right, so in that entire first verse, what I gathered from that is a ton of sarcasm. Like, it seemed like in that entire first verse, pretty much he was going through breaking down or going through saying everything that, and I'm going to use this term loosely, but everything that the world wanted to hear him say. And if you follow Tom MacDonald, you get what I'm saying when I say like the world. Obviously not everybody, but just we'll call it a popular opinion. How about that? Everything that those individuals with a popular opinion wanted him to say or wanted him to feel and wanted him to think in terms of the diss tracks, in terms of, you know, the things he does, how he carries himself, about him sucking. And this is what people want him to believe. This is what the trolls and things like that, this is where they want his mindset. So I feel like this is all kind of like, okay, he's reciting his things in a sarcastic tone. That makes sense. And then, of course, the sarcastic laugh to kind of parallel that, right? So let's go back a little bit so we can tie that together.
I'm sorry. Sorry, that doesn't bother me. I don't owe anybody an apology. I don't have no regrets in my...
All right, and in addition to him changing the tone, I also like that the music picked up as well. So you can see like there's a hard break in between, you know, verse 1 and then verse 2. And, you know, basically now he's jumping and talking about, you know what I mean, that stuff doesn't bother me. Don't worry, I'm gonna let him spit, but I probably will have a lot to say in this one.
Sorry, that doesn't bother me. I don't owe anybody an apology. I don't have no regrets in my biology. Reload and shoot for the stars. Y'all look like astronomy. No.
I don't have any regrets in my biology, right? And who I truly am, I don't have any regrets. He's like saying like excuse me, he doesn't regret anything he does, doesn't regret anything he says. You know what I mean? He takes it for what it is. Doesn't mean he's perfect either, right? It's just a way of saying, like, I said what I said, I'm a man up to what I said, or this is what I believe and I'm gonna speak on it. Let me hear that part about the astrology one more time. Hold on.
Sorry, that doesn't bother me. I don't know anybody, an apology. I don't have no regrets in my biology. Reload and shoot for the stars, y'all look like astronomy.
All right, reload and shoot for the stars. Y'all look like astronomy. I think there's a double entendre there, right? So reload, you know what I mean, getting reset, like he still got more ammo, right? Reload, shoot for the stars, right? So he's reloaded, he's on his way to the top, right? Shooting for the stars, you get that a rising star, or somebody who's reaching for the stars, reaching for the sky, not willing to not be successful, right? Constantly reaching forward. But at the same time, he talks about reloading, right? We think about a rifle or a shotgun, or let's use a rifle, probably a better analogy. And he talks about y'all look like astronomy, right? So basically y'all look like stars. So like in terms of who he's targeting, with a lot of his songs, a lot of his bars, like a lot of it are the individuals who were maybe on the standby, on the sideline, hoping and wishing for his demise. So I kind of pulled both of those translations from that same verse.
No one as hot as me, copy me commonly, wannabes, y'all are so shockingly comedy, carry the...
I gotta go back just so I can get caught
back. Doesn't bother me. I don't know anybody, an apology. I don't have no regrets in my biology. Reload and shoot for the stars. Y'all look like astronomy. No one as hot as me. Copy me commonly. Wannabes. Y'all are so shockingly comedy. Carry the weight of my songs all on top of me. I will not break. I'm not made out of pottery.
And again, that kind of goes back to what he said a moment ago about like, or what I feel he was saying in terms of like not having regrets for anything that he says. And then he comes back and he talks about carrying the weight of his songs. Or carrying the weight of anything that he said or done. And it's talking about how, like, it doesn't bother me. I'm not made out of pottery. I'm not fragile. We could take that and tie it way back to the very beginning of this song when he's going through and he's talking about those different things that people tend to want him to say or want him to feel. And then, of course, going into the second verse, he talks about how, like, I don't feel that way. I don't regret anything. And then down here, he's talking about I'm not fragile. I'm not made of poverty. I get what I said, and I'm willing to stand on it. And that's one of those things where, like, you find a lot of people who will say something, but then try to backpedal. And like, in the scope of this specific song, and also with there being a prior bar as it relates to Mac Lethal, I'm going to kind of use that as an analogy. But, like, initially he put his little... Mac Lethal threw a shot out there, right? He kind of got this whole thing started. He threw a shot out there, and all of a sudden... he got to the point where he realized it was heat or more than he could bear, right? And then he wanted to backpedal a little bit. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people have that bad. Like, they'll say something, and then they'll be like, no. What I was trying to say was, or I didn't really mean to say it. Or, you know what I mean? They start backpedaling, although that's not how, although what they said was how they truly feel. If that kind of makes sense. So anyways, same as usual. I'll go back 10 seconds just to catch back up into the flow, and we'll go forward from there.
To my biology, reload and shoot for the stars. Y'all look like astronomy. No one as hot as me. Copy me commonly. Wannabes. Y'all are so shockingly comedy. Carry the weight of my songs all on top of me. I will not break. I'm not made out of pottery. Bury your bodies on acres of property. Place them at angles like sacred geometry. Down with the modesty. Everything I drop is quality. Promise, like, honestly, follow me.
Bury your bodies and... hold on.
The weight of my songs all on top of me. I will not break. I'm not made out of pottery. Bury your bodies on acres of property. Place them at angles like sacred geometry. Down with...
place them at angles like sacred geometry. So the reference to sacred geometry is like in many religions. Like, people, there are a lot of individuals who believe that God is, who believe that a God is the geometer of the world, right? So they believe that, like, things, especially in nature, were made to be geometric in their way. So when he says about when he excuse me, when he mentions like sacred geometry, that's what he's referencing. And like, you find it in Islam, you'll find like depictions of repeating circles and squares and things like that. You find it in Hinduism. when you look at the symmetry and the design of temples and things like that, and how important it is and how it's thought to be sacred, you find it in Christianity. It's all referenced in that symmetry. So, and that's what I think when he threw that bar in there in terms of the burying in sacred architect or sacred positions in terms of how you lay them in a graveyard. But all right, let's keep going.
Modesty, copy me commonly. Wannabe, jealous, so shockingly comedy. Carry the weight of my songs all on top of me. I will not break, I'm not made out of pottery. Bury your bodies on acres of property. Place them at angles like sacred geometry. Down with the modesty. Everything I drop is quality. Promise, like honestly, follow me.
Down with the modesty. Hold on.
Weight of my songs all on top of me. I will not break, I'm not made out of pottery. Bury your bodies on acres of property. Place them at angles like sacred geometry. Down with the modesty. Everything I drop is quality. Promise.
Down with the modesty. Everything I drop is quality. Again, probably a double entendre there, right? So, like, if you say you down with something, that means like you all for. Like, if you down with OPP, or it's a reference to an old song for those who know it. But like, if you're down with something, So I think when he says down with modesty means, what I'm saying, I'm all for being modest. But then also from a double entendre standpoint, down with modesty is like take modesty and downplay it for a minute, right? And then he talks about himself and his lyrical abilities. Right?
Comedy, carry the weight of my songs all on top of me. I will not break, I'm not made out of pottery. Bury your bodies on acres of property. Place them at angles like sacred geometry. Down with the modesty. Everything I drop is quality. All
right, so he goes to everything I drop is quality. You know what I mean? So it's like he's down with being modest, but at the same time, I don't want to say speak down on modesty, but basically he's going to not make that a primary focus for this moment. And, he's confidently saying, like, my bars are hot. What I write is actually hot. So, respect it for what it is.
Promise, like honestly, follow me. I ain't gonna stop with the hits. Come rock with the kid on block like Pac with a bin. I'm a guy with a pen, no cops to the crib.
So Pac, a reference to Tupac, the late Tupac, who was murdered, or some people would say assassinated, based on how they perceived him as an individual. Some people, I don't know if you've heard, like some people feel like Tupac was a prophet, namely because of the depth of his messages and his ability to tell stories. So I think he very specifically chose, there's a lot of artists who are no longer here, but he very specifically, I think, chose Tupac to utilize in his verse just because the way the way his music, I should say, was perceived and interpreted by people.
Angles like sacred geometry, down with the modesty. Everything I drop is quality. Promise, like honestly, follow me. I ain't gonna stop with the hits. Come rock with the kid on block like Pac with a bin. I'm a guy with a pen, no cops to the crib. Got guap cause I'm awesome at this. Underrated, overpaid, they hate it. Complicated calculations made to rake the paper. Razor sharp like Lazy Freddy versus.
Oh, hold on. I gotta slow that down because I'm
Come rock with a kid on block like Pac with a bin. I'm a guy with a pen, no cops to the crib. Got guap cause I'm awesome at this. Underrated, overpaid, they hate it. Complicated calculations made to rake the paper. Razor sharp like Lazy Freddy versus Jason. Angels in my heart of Satan in the basement.
Angels in my heart, Satan in the basement. Hold on.
Guy with a pen, no cops to the crib. Got guap cause I'm awesome at this. Underrated, overpaid, they hate it. Complicated calculations made to rake the paper.
All right, so underrated, overpaid, they hate it. Basically, that's pretty much straightforward, but I think that ties directly into the bar that comes right underneath that. So underrated, overpaid, they hate it. And then in the next line, he talks about raping the paper, which, I believe that's basically saying taking advantage of the money, right? So taking advantage of the opportunity, like, okay, I'm underrated, for whatever reason, because people don't want to give me my credit. But people see him as being overpaid because they like, dang, like we literally constantly dissing him or trying to downplay his music, but he's still out here getting paid and still got supporters and got a fan base. And, as we all know, like he's doing this independently, not with like some major record company behind him, So that's what I kind of think this little segment right here is kind of touching bases on. But
sharp like Lazy Freddy versus Jason. Angels in my heart of Satan in the basement. Brains and hands, I'm facing no cops to the crib. Got guap cause I'm awesome at this. Underrated, overpaid, they hate it. Complicated calculations made to rake the paper. Razor sharp like Lazy Freddy versus Jason. Angels in my heart of Satan in the basement.
All right. So razor sharp blades, Freddy versus Jason. So when Freddy v. Jason, whenever that movie came out, that's probably like 20 years ago now. I know I'm a little bit late on the reaction. It's probably like 20 years ago now. But if you think about it, like they both between Machete and Freddy's finger claw things or whatever, but they were both super sharp, right? They tear each other up. I think with them with them fighting each other eventually, I think that represents like opposing ends of a spectrum. And I think it's his way of saying like I'm sharp beginning to end. You know what I mean? Like I don't have dull spots or dull moments to my content or places where like I'm not saying exactly what I want to say. That, you know what I mean? So like just think being sharp, being on point from here to there, like from the beginning to the end, all the way through from the very beginning of the verse to the very end of it, which ties back into like that very first verse when like he was saying what people probably wanted to hear him say. And in fact, that probably got some people to tune in and listen because they're like, yeah, it's about time he apologized. I've been saying he was wrong. Now he gets it. And that second verse is, but maybe people were already lured in and now they're paying attention and listening because people tend to tune in more to things that they feel like they agree with, right? I think it's something that we all do. So yeah, that's my take on the whole Freddy versus Jason part. Let's go.
A guy with a pen, no cops at the crib, got guap cause I'm awesome at this. Underrated, overpaid, they hate it. Complicated calculations made it rake the paper. Razor sharp like Lazy Freddy versus Jason. Angels in my heart of Satan in the basement. Brains and hands.
Angels in my heart, Satan in the basement. I'm gonna stop real quick. I'm not gonna go back, but Angels in my heart, Satan in the basement. I think, you know what I mean? That's saying like I am a good-hearted person, and I feel the same way about myself. But I think he's also saying like, bro, there's some deep-rooted anger, maybe aggression. You know what I mean? And he has a good heart, but there are things in life sometimes that uproots that, and it can get ugly sometimes, and I think that's one of those things that somebody says who, from their past experiences in life, they know what they're capable of doing, right? Doesn't mean they're not a good-hearted person, but they also, as he grows older and matures, he learns how to suppress those demons, because I mean, maybe they never go away. Maybe it's like a constant struggle, a constant battle that we fight in life. But as he's become older and wiser and more mature, he learns how to keep that stuff, deeply rooted. He talks about people making death threats and things like that, and like I imagine there's a part of him that's like, bro, let's pull up on him. Like, we can literally skip trace them, pull up their information, pull up on them, and see if they really about their life. But he also realized, like, I'm really working on building my life, and I got my family now, and we're trying to get beyond that. So that's what I take from that. All right, here we go.
Pages, what has made me famous, great imagination, fatal combination, labels holler daily, I've been on vacation, basic translation is I don't give a... Sorry, I got a point of view, it's like a pistol you don't want to point at you, y'all...
Sorry, I got a point of view. It's like a pistol. You don't want it pointed at you. Going back to one of his themes being, to spit the truth. I think when he says like you don't want it pointed at you, basically like if you feel like something he's saying is no, that's not what I'm saying. What I want to say. I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier when like he may. Let's not. Because I really don't know. I probably need to hear more, then I'll kind of tie that together. Like, I have in my mind what I think that's saying, but let me grab a little bit more and then...
Great imagination, fatal combination, labels holler daily, I've been on vacation, basic translation is I don't give a... Sorry, I got a point of view, it's like a pistol you don't want to point at you, y'all are annoying dude, y'all are like rats racing in a gas chamber, y'all can't avoid the fuse, y'all in a...
We'll try one more time.
Give up. Sorry, I got a point of view. It's like a pistol you don't want to point at you. Y'all are annoying, dude. Y'all are like rats.
I got a point of view. It's like a pistol you don't want to point at you. You know what? I'm actually... Listen, if you have... tell me your breakdown on that on that bar right there, right? I feel like I have an idea, but I don't know that it's spot on, so I'm hesitant to speak on it, honestly. So let me know what you think down in the comments. When I get a chance, maybe I'll do a second or third watch to this video, and then I'll kind of have a better idea. But let's get on to what he's saying about the gas chamber or whatever.
Racing in a gas chamber, y'all can't avoid the fuse. Y'all in a cage locked by deranged thoughts. I like Ray Charles waving chainsaws. Point of view, it's like a pistol you don't want to point at you. Y'all are annoying, dude. Y'all are like rats racing in a gas chamber. Y'all can't avoid the fuse. Y'all in a cage locked by deranged thoughts. I like Ray Charles waving.
like rats like rats racing in a gas chamber, right? I think I think one of the things that's significant about utilizing rats as a part of that bar is because rats are also known to can be known to be cannibalistic, right? And it's like if you imagine rats being in a gas chamber, instead of focusing on figuring out how to get out of there, right? Figuring out how to get out of that toxic situation, right? They can become more focused on damaging or doing destruction to each other. That's why he chose that scenario. Rats racing in a gas chamber, right? It's like they're racing, they're competing against each other. They're worried about what the next one is doing, as opposed to realizing, hey, we're in a toxic environment. Like instead of me being worried about the next rat, I need to be worried about how to get out here for my own survival. That's what I gathered from that one.
The chainsaws get your brain chopped into 8 parts to go face off. Hit the graveyard.
Hold on.
Rats racing in a gas chamber. Y'all can't avoid the fuse. Y'all in a cage locked by deranged thoughts. I like Ray Charles. Wave the chainsaws get your brain chopped into 8 parts to go face off.
Like Ray Charles with a chainsaw getting your brain chopped. And again, I think it's a wordplay thing, right? So he didn't say getting your head chopped off, right? He said getting your brain chopped. So we think about Ray Charles, right? We know Ray Charles was blind. So imagine Ray Charles with a chainsaw. Ray Charles doing like it. It's not with a specific direction, So that is determined to be chaotic. That exists without direction. But then on top of that, I think he used brain chop. Like it's not a matter of a person's head being cut off. It's like if your brain is chopped, or if your brain isn't fully functioning, right? Or if your brain is, imagine a chainsaw, right, coming down, chopping it in half, right, and all of a sudden a person maybe loses their ability to do something. Maybe they lose their ability to reason, or their ability to understand logic, right? Like I said, when I listen to a lot of times music, like I pull a lot out. I pull a lot of it out. That doesn't mean all of it's accurate. It's just like these are the thoughts and the things that go through my mind as I'm listening to the song, and oftentimes, as I've said in other videos, I may listen to it a second or third time and get to the point where I'm like, oh, I feel different about this, or oh, this even adds to what I was saying at first, or it may be some stuff I missed completely, which totally fine with that. That's why I'm here, right? And that's why I'm on this journey. But yeah, that's what I think he's saying with the Ray Charles part, and why he chose to use brain chop. Yeah.
Hit the graveyard on my days off. I just cock aim and I spray shots till your legs lock and your veins pop. In a day's work, I'll get laid off. My girl shot every single video. My heart wrote every single song. Y'all like my children, my kids will be indigo. Obviously, I'm a god.
Yeah, ain't my. Hold on, we're gonna run that back.
Legs lock and your veins pop. In a day's work, I'll get laid off. My girl shot every single video. My heart wrote every single song. Y'all like my children, my kids will be indigo. Obviously, I'm a god.
Y'all ain't my children, my kids will be indigo. Obviously, I'm in God. So indigo children references children who are thought to have special abilities, special talents, special kids. Not kids. That's not the word. But special talents, abilities. I guess that kind of sums it up, right? So they're thought to be. Imagine like a category maybe you would put a demigod in, right? Some like an offspring, maybe an offspring of a god, or somewhere between a god and like ordinary humans in terms of their abilities or capabilities or things they're able to do. There's a movie titled, it was either like Indigo Child or Indigo Children or one of the two. There's a movie. It's like 10 years old, give or take. But and that was kind of the general premise of that movie as well. But when he said, y'all not my children, y'all will be indigo children. That was the play on words there. And then he after that says that I am a god.
Rock with me, awfully cocky, cocking the goblin, shotgunning coffee, slaughtering lots, and I'm offering coffins to end. Heart wrote every single song. Y'all are my children, my kids will be indigo. Obviously, I'm a God. Rock with me, awfully cocky, cocking the goblin, shotgunning coffee, slaughtering lots, and I'm offering coffins to anyone caught talking sloppy about me. Yeah, come rock with the kid, young, poppin' and rich, got dollars, I'm copping the drip.
So I picked up on a shotgun and coffee, you know, locked and loaded, ready for wide awake.
In your veins popping, a day's work, I'll get laid off. My girl shot every single video, my heart wrote every single song. Y'all are my children, my kids will be indigo. Obviously, I'm a God. Rock with me, awfully cocky, cocking the goblin, shotgunning coffee, slaughtering lots, and I'm offering coffins to anyone caught talking sloppy about me. Yeah, come rock with the kid, young, poppin' and rich, got dollars, I'm copping the drip. I'm donning the armor and offering honor while bombing the targets that karma has missed. I'm offering coffins to anyone caught talking sloppy about me. Yeah, come rock with the kid, young, poppin' and rich, got dollars, I'm copping the drip. I'm donning the armor and offering honor while bombing the targets that karma has missed.
While bombing the targets that karma has missed, right? So when we think about karma, you know, it's you know, it's one of those what goes around comes around to treat people the way you want to be treated, right? And oftentimes when people do wrong by people, they you know, they say, you know what, karma's going to get the best of them, which I, for the most part, believe is true. And, you know, he's just saying, like, he's bombing those individuals that karma had, who have wronged people, right? And karma hasn't gotten around to catching up with them. But notice he said bomb instead of like shooting at or targeting individually. Like he's dropping music or like targeting them as sometimes as an industry, sometimes as a larger group, right? And I think that's part of the reason why you have a lot of people who have a lot of issue with a lot that he says. So we can use like Dear Rapper as an example, right? I mean, it would take him forever to go through and name every individual artist who falls underneath the category of the type of artist he defined in Dear Rapper. But, you know, he bombed that entire, if you fall underneath it, yeah, be offended. So what? Right? So, and that's what I think he was kind of going with there.
Hey, y'all don't comprehend, I'm often on the mend. I'm depressed a lot, I've wrecked a lot of people who were friends. I've been anxious, I've had breakdowns that were all inside my head.
All right, and then this just seems like a whole transparency stanza right here. You know what I mean? Talking about depression and issues and things going on inside of his head, and you know.
I regret a lot of things, now I won't stop till I'm avenged.
Hold on.
Pressed a lot, I've wrecked a lot of people who were friends. I've been anxious, I've had breakdowns that were all inside my head. I regret a lot of things, now I won't stop till I'm avenged. Knock, knock, who's there? Y'all around and let death in. I'm John Lennon, I'm Michael Jackson, I'm Cobain, I'm Zeppelin. Your best friends are dead ends, your best bets are far-fetched. Your next best, I'm a gold.
Hold on, he said
Y'all around and let death in. I'm John Lennon, I'm Michael Jackson, I'm Cobain, I'm Zeppelin. Your best friends are...
I didn't catch the fourth one. He said John Lennon, Michael Jackson, Kurt Cobain. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear the last one. I'm going to try this one more time. So John Lennon was murdered in New York. Michael Jackson overdose. Man, it's been, listen, I may be way off. It's been a while. Let me, Kurt Cobain. Yeah. Let me stop because it literally, it's been a while. I don't want to get it all mixed up. So I'll look it up later.
And I'm often on the mend. I'm depressed a lot. I've wrecked a lot of people who were friends. I've been anxious. I've had breakdowns that were all inside my head. I regret a lot of things. Now I won't stop till I'm avenged. Knock, knock, who's there? Y'all around and let death in. I'm John Lennon. I'm Michael Jackson. I'm Cobain. I'm Zeppelin. Yo.
Kurt Cobain committed suicide. Kurt Cobain committed suicide with a shotgun.
Best friends are dead ends. Your best bets are far-fetched. Your next best, I'm a gold trophy. Your death threats were ghost stories.
All right, let's run that last part back one more time, and I'm gonna let you get out of here one more time.
Read a lot of things, now I won't stop till I'm avenged. Knock, knock, who's there? Y'all around and let death in. I'm John Lennon. I'm Michael Jackson. I'm Cobain. I'm Zeppelin. Yo.
Who? I can't hear the fourth. Is he saying Zeppelin? As in like Led Zeppelin? But I believe to date only one of them has passed away from choking, asphyxiation, choking on vomit. Um, Maybe he said Zeppelin. I don't know. And I'm not going to hold you all day. I'll have to go double back and check that out.
Friends are dead ends. Your best bets are far fetched. Your next best, I'm a gold trophy. Your death threats were ghost stories.
All right. So, Tom MacDonald, Hangover Gang. Here's another reaction. Tom MacDonald, I'm sorry. Listen, like I said before, I do a lot of pausing, as you see now. And if you made it this far, all my reactions are a bit different. Individuals who I feel like are very lyrically dense with their music, I tend to spend a lot more time just trying to really dissect and pay attention to the message and what they're saying in each individual word and why it was put where it is. Like I said before, sometimes I get it right, sometimes I get it wrong, neither here nor there. And then other music, like on my channel, like you will find that some stuff I just like vibing to. You know what I mean? Some stuff just got a nice beat to it, or some stuff is like feel-good songs. Sometimes it's artists who, I just love music, right? It comes in so many different shapes and forms, and I'm here for it. Anyways, hey, appreciate you being here. You can see I'm actually voting my Hangover Gang shirt today, in case you're wondering why did I put on the shirt for this video. It's not just because I'm like, hey, I want clout because I ordered, but more or less just to let people know that, like, in addition to reacting to his music and his channel as a show, as a form of being appreciative. I mean, I don't have any way of, I don't know how we get in touch with him directly to let him know I'm appreciative, unless somehow he stumbles across this video. But you know what I mean? It's like the absolute very least that I can do is go to the website and buy some content or some swag or some something. Or there's some CDs, order a couple of CDs and some gear, and you know what I mean? So like for me, it's just a way of being supportive of somebody who I feel like, whether he realizes it or not, but feel like who's done a lot for me, especially in terms of growth of my channel and growth of my mind as well. That's extremely important. And who knows? Like, I may be out in public or something wearing this shirt, and it may strike up a conversation for somebody who I needed to get in touch with, and all of a sudden now they look up and see, oh, Hangover Gang, I'm hogfam, and you know what I mean? So who knows where it's going to go. But anyways, hey, listen. Greatly appreciate you all being here. I know this was a bit of a lengthy review off of a 3-minute song. I don't even know how long it is. I'm going to guess we probably are knocking on about 30 minutes. About 23 minutes. That's my guess. So as soon as I stop this video, I'll know for sure. But I appreciate you being here. For now, I'm signing out. Peace.